Season 2 of Fortnite is just around the corner, and today I'm gathering all the leaks and all of the information to talk about what we're gonna get next season in creative mode. Let's go. All right, let's start with the things I fully expect to get next season. One of the biggest things that comes to mind is the Melee Manager. We've been talking about this device since September of last year, and we've seen so many different leaks with images of weapons. We've even seen leaks of footage of people using this device. And last update, we even got a really quick sneak peek at one of the melee weapons, and it is so fun to use, guys. And looking at all of the leaks and even getting that quick sneak peek at the melee weapon are all indicators to me that we're going to get this soon. I think this will be one of the big devices of season 2. This last season, the big devices were the prop manipulator and the henchman device. We got some other great devices last season too, and I know we're gonna get some great ones this next season. The Melee Manager is going to be a big game-changing one. The next thing on my list that I'm expecting in creative mode exclusively is a water device. Now, in case you didn't know, there's a setting now in triggers that says triggered by water. Now, right now, nothing works when this is turned on, but to me, that shows that they have a water device, whether it's waterfalls or fountains or something. I'm hoping like a water volume device. I don't know. The fact that they're already prepping for it in the trigger device tells me that we're getting really close to it, and I bet we'll get it by the end of next season. I fully expect the Melee Manager to come early in the season, and then something like the water device to come later. Hopefully my expectations don't get dashed. Now, a couple of other things that have been leaked but that we don't have yet are the analytics device, which I don't know what this is for. Maybe it's a way that we can all see who's played our maps, but I don't know why this would be a device built within the map. I don't know, maybe it's easier than going to a dashboard on another website. I don't know. This could be something like a scoreboard where a player can show off how many kills they have, or like a leaderboard type thing. That would be awesome. But this is something that I don't know if we'll see next season, but it's definitely out there. There's also some leaks out there about Firefly spawners. I think this would be cool to just be able to have areas where there's Fireflies like flying around, and then you can pick them up, put them in a jar. We already have the Firefly jar, so we clearly don't need that, but we could at least have the Fireflies like flying around, then you can pick them up and then you get the jar. I like the idea of that device, especially for like adventure maps, but it's not something I'm like super excited about. There's also this leak out there of a prop mover that they're working on. I'm not sure how that differs from the prop manipulator. If it is something different, I'm hoping that it's actually like you can put a point A and a point B, and then the prop moves from point A to point B. That way you can make your own elevators, moving platforms. Like, that opens up so many possibilities if that's the actual device they're working on. Please be something like that. Another thing we have yet to see is the throwing toy spawner. We've seen this in different hubs and special maps, but we don't have it in creative yet for everyone. So I expect at some point everyone will get this. I don't know why they haven't released it to everyone yet. Maybe there's a bunch of bugs still. Final big one is the anti-gravity gun manager. You've been wanting the gravity gun for a long time. That's in Battle Royale, and maybe that just doesn't work for creative mode for some reason. It's possible that it completely crashes creative, but clearly they've been working on this for a long time. We've been talking about it for months, and I'm hoping this is another one of the big updates of season 2. Okay, next I expect more prefabs and galleries. Now, I did a whole video about prefabs and galleries we don't have yet in creative mode, so you can definitely go and watch that if you want. This last season, we got all of this stuff, including the sanctuary galleries, which I love, and these awesome background buildings. I think the next thing we're definitely getting is the Bony Burbs prefabs and galleries. But then on top of that, I'd really love to see the Sleepy Sound prefabs and galleries, and then of course Covert Canyon. I think those two would be huge ones to get from the actual map. But even more than that, I would love to see more things like these buildings. These buildings have been such an awesome prop, and you've seen it in a ton of maps. They're great for background, they're great for cities, they're great for all sorts of things, and we need more stuff like this. Particularly, we need terrain type things. These sand dunes are a great example of what I'm talking about. They easily fill up a map and make it look like a sandy area, but we need more of this kind of thing. We need giant mountains like as big as those buildings, if not bigger. We need grassy hills that aren't quite as dramatic as these sand dunes. Like, these sand dunes have really steep slopes, which is cool, but we need some like gentle rolling hills, but we also need dramatic hills as well. We just need stuff that we can play with more, that are on a huge scale, maybe even like big cliffs. What if you had giant cliffs that were super tall that you could use in the background, or even for just a fun map? These are the kind of things I hope to see in season 2, or at least more of it. And now let's talk a little bit about things that have been leaked for the Battle Royale side of things that could come to creative. Hypex tweeted out this list of leaks that have come out for Battle Royale, but that hasn't come to the island yet. A few things of note here. One is new vehicles. So we've got tanks here, which would be so cool. I would love have to have some form of tank in creative mode, and a Zeppelin of some sort. Included in that is like vehicle mods, so like armors and turrets. And that's actually something I'm a little concerned about with our vehicles. So we can have the modifications on this. So like you can change this to off-road tires and get the chonkers on your vehicle, but you don't have the ability to throw it at the car and add the chonkers on. So I don't know if we'll get vehicle mods, but that would be awesome to be able to simulate that in creative mode. And we know that since creative has moved over to the same engine that Battle Royale is, that we can get these vehicles almost as soon as they're released. We saw that with cars and choppers and even with the UFOs. So I'm hoping that if we get more vehicles in this next season, we get them right away. There's definitely some guns on here like the Double Deagle or the Mythical Thermal and different things like that. But what's really interesting to me on this is the Tactical Sprint and the Clamor mechanic. So as you guys know, this last season they added sliding to the game, and I personally feel like this was an awesome mechanic change for both Battle Royale and creative mode. You guys have seen all of the maps that have been made just from the one sliding mechanic, and I feel like it's added so much to this mode. Well, adding a tactical sprint where you like, I don't know, you hold down shift or something and you tuck in your gun and it gives you just a little bit more speed to make further jumps, do cool things like that. That would be a really cool mechanic for death runs, adventure maps, honestly just for anything really. Then the clamor mechanic I think is even more interesting. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I don't know if it means like clamor so you can get up like steep slopes like this and you can clamor up it, but I'm pretty sure what it means is that now you can climb up walls like this. So currently when you jump, obviously you can't make it, but what if you could come up to this jump, click the clamor button, whatever that is, and then you grab the edge of the wall and then you can climb up and like clamber up onto the new surface. Or if you could jump and then like grab onto the wall and then clamber up, like there's so many cool applications to a mechanic like that. And if they add those to Battle Royale, we'll get them in creative mode just like we got the slide mechanic in creative mode when Battle Royale did. Those mechanic changes could be huge for the entire Fortnite community, and I'm expecting to get one of those at the launch of season 2. Most likely the tactical sprint mechanic. So that's really exciting to me. Just a couple of little other things that I would love to see, but I'd really love to see more options in the barrier device. More things like this dream sky image. Man, this adds so much to maps. The starry fields and the nebulas are epic. We just need more options in the sky. But what I'd really love is some communication on what's happening with Creative 2.0. Just a little sliver of an update. Just kind of give us a sneak peek into it, please. And then finally, on top of all of this, there are so many bugs in creative mode right now. The one that's driving me crazy right now is if I place something down and switch quickly to my pickaxe, it doesn't place down. So watch this right now. I'm gonna place this down and then switch, and look, it disappeared. Yeah, I can mitigate that by just placing it down and then slowly deselecting, but I'm often placing things down and switching, and then it's just, you know, it's still there, but it's disappeared. It's really annoying. And then replay mode has crazy glitches. Look at this. Like, this is if you have a lighting device on your map anywhere, it just has this insanely bright glare. So here's to an awesome new season. I hope to see a lot of these changes. I can't wait to see what happens.